Yeah, yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, defend your gen. Let the fun begin. Defend your gen. Then we'll do it again. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome back to Defend Your Gen, the podcast where nostalgia meets debate and every generation gets a chance to make its case. I'm your co-host Miranda, and each week we're diving into our top 10 categories on our favorite movies, music, TV shows, toys, and pop culture moments that shaped our childhood to answer one important question: which generation really had it the best? So settle in, get comfy, and let's start defending our gen. I made a
Let's
new
start.
word, defeating.
Defading or defeating? Because you're going to be
Defeating,
defeated.
debating and defending.
Oh, I like it. I'm always making up new words.
Okay, so our first topic of discussion today is the best movie or best TV show. Want to take it away?
Sure. I thought about this one because I was like, there's so many to choose from, right? Like every week, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to narrow this down?
Oh, yeah.
And I just tried to think, like, what did I really enjoy back in the day and what can I just watch over and over and over again?
Okay.
Um, and it came to me, and it is a little movie called Stand By Me from 1986.
Oh, come on. I love that movie.
That like, have you ever, like, flipped by this movie and not just stayed on it and watched it till the end every time?
Yeah, never. I love
Um,
it.
little information, because I mean, if there's one person out there that lives under a rock that has never seen this movie, Stand By Me is a 1986 American coming-of-age film, one of the best, directed by Rob Reiner, rest in peace, and based on The Body by Stephen King. It's set
Yeah.
in 1959 Oregon, and it follows four boys who embark on a journey to find the body of a missing child, discovering friendship and maturity along the way. The film is celebrated as a defining work of adolescent storytelling in American cinema. Some fun facts about this bad boy. The unsettling leech scene is based on a real life childhood experience that the author Stephen King went through, which, I
Oh, wow.
mean, if it's just like the movie, that had to be crazy because, dude had a leech on his, you know what.
Mhm.
and and what do you do with that situation? Because I mean, do you take it off yourself? Do you have one of your friends take it off? You know, either way, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Either way,
Uh,
you'll never forget it. It's traumatic.
no, that's something you'll never live down. That's like an inside joke. Um, what I thought was interesting was "Stand by Me," the track, the song. The actually the title "Stand by Me" wasn't always the title because, like I said, it was based on the book "The Body" by Stephen King, and that's what they were going to call the movie. But after Kiefer Sutherland and River Phoenix played the Ben E. King song on acoustic guitars on set, the director heard them playing the song and decided to use the song's name to rename the film. I thought
I
that was,
love that.
I mean, to be able to, I mean, the director is really cool, first of all, right?
Hmm.
But a lot of directors are kind of hard ass, and they're not changing anything, and they have their own
Right.
ideas, and their own ideas are the best. But to be so open like that to that kind of idea,
That's
really
really
cool.
cool, and I think it was definitely the better of the names, like, for sure.
Yeah, now that you like when you look back at that movie, you wouldn't be like, "That's the body." No, it couldn't be
Right,
that.
right.
But I just
Mhm.
thought that was really cool. What do you
Plus, I
got?
think the body, right before I get into mine, I think the body, it kind of sounds more like a horror movie, so I think that Stand By Me definitely fits the overall message, the theme.
That's true. That's true. The body's just a bad name anyway.
Yeah. Okay, well, I love that movie. I saw it when I was a kid, and it's a classic for me too, so that's really hard to compete with. But another one of my favorite movie picks has to be 1991's Drop Dead Fred,
My gosh.
which honestly might be one of the weirdest and most memorable kid movies to come out of the early 90s. The movie starred Phoebe Cates along with Rick Mayall as Fred, this completely chaotic imaginary friend who shows back up in adulthood and basically destroys normal life in the funniest possible ways. It's such an odd movie because as a kid it feels goofy and gross, but as an adult you kind of realize it's about growing up, losing creativity, trauma, and learning how to stand up for yourself. So, as at first critics were confused by it, some people absolutely hated it, and others thought it was genius. But over the years, it's become a cult classic for millennials because there really isn't another movie quite like it. So, my stepmom actually showed me this movie when I was young, maybe like a little bit too young. And it became like one of those films that really just sticks in your brain forever. Honestly, I would love to watch it again through a 2026 lens because I feel like it would feel different and probably like cringy, but it would be a different experience than when I first watched it as a kid.
Yeah, that was a really strange movie, and I can't say that I ever watched it all the way through. I mean, I've probably seen it all the way through. I mean, I've probably seen the entire movie, bits and pieces, different times where I could put it
Yeah,
all together.
it's an odd one.
Now, this is going to be one of those mind-blowing moments for you because I've known this for the past 60 seconds what's going to happen, and you have no idea. Now, remember when I said back in the few episodes ago that someday we're going to choose something that just aligns and it's going to be crazy and all the planets are going to be in the proper place? I think you know where I'm going with this, hopefully. Who I may have picked?
Phoebe Cates?
It's Phoebe Cates.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. That is so weird.
It is very weird, right?
That is so
Um,
weird. I love that. What the heck?
as soon as you said Drop Dead Fred, I was like, holy crap, she's hacked my stuff.
That's so cool. I even called Bev yesterday and I was like, hey, you got to check out the podcast because I'm going to mention something really funny.
Right.
So that's so cool.
So I mean, I was trying to think of someone really benign, like she could have been just amazing, but then decided, because she's from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was in
We talked about
Gremlins.
that too.
She was in Gremlins 1 and 2, actually, I think.
Hmm.
It's just fascinating because she basically walked away from Hollywood in the 90s. She married Kevin Kline, super famous actor, still in Hollywood, and I love him. He's great. Focused on family life and rarely appears in public. She's not missing. She's not mysterious. So it's not like a Where Are They Now? It kind of is,
Hmm.
but she's
Hmm.
one of the biggest Gen X icons who voluntarily just disappeared from celebrity culture. And I'm like, how do you do that? I mean, I guess she just wanted to focus on family. I don't know.
I think she kind of had the best of both worlds. She had a lot of really big hits. So I feel like
No, not a lot. She had a couple
well, I
big hits.
mean, she had a couple of major hits that kind of have like a big following, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, she had kind of a
Um,
cult following.
yeah.
But
So
man,
I
that is so
guess
weird that we both talked about
that is
Phoebe
so
Cates like that.
weird. That is so weird. So
Random.
cool. Miranda.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in awe that that just happened. I swear to
When
the audience, we don't see each other's notes. We don't talk about who we're picking or what we're picking. So when moments like this happen, it's just like it's kind of amazing.
that is like out of all the people, that is so freaking weird.
I know.
Um, wow. Yeah, that really threw me. That's so cool. Well, my favorite actor that I'm picking this week is Heath Ledger.
Oh man.
That's gonna be hard, right? Because
Yeah.
honestly, I think that he was one of the most talented and unforgettable actors of my generation. Even though his career was tragically cut short, he left behind performances that people still talk about decades later. Growing up, some of my favorites were 10 Things I Hate About You and A Knight's Tale, which I know I watched with you. He had this natural charm and charisma that made him impossible not to watch. Then later, of course, there was The Dark Knight, which completely changed the way people looked at comic book movie villains. The really sad part is that with Heath Ledger, he passed away in 2008, I believe, and he was only 28 years old. And he passed away before The Dark Knight was even released, so that's really sad. It feels like we lost an actor who had so much more creatively to give, and honestly, talking about his movies now just makes me want to go back and watch more of his work that I've never seen.
Yeah. I Man, I love that movie. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, A Knight's Tale or Dark
Knight's
Knight?
Tale. Knight's Tale is so
I
freaking good.
know,
It's such a great
I know.
story, and they used current music in it, which made no sense. Oh, well, not current for the time, but for the time period, that movie
Right.
made the song made no sense, which made it even better. I mean, it was very character driven. Um, Paul Bettany had an amazing performance in that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just, oh my god,
So good.
Alan Tudyk had an amazing performance in that. I couldn't get enough of that. I mean, I think I just watched it about a month ago again, just all the way
I
through
haven't
because
seen it in a long time. I really have to watch. Some of the movies that you showed me when I was young, they like really do stand out to me. So yeah, Stand By Me is obviously one of them. Knight's Tale. Yeah, I have really good like memories of just endlessly watching movies and eating popcorn melted with like Snickers or something that was you guys mixed it in the popcorn.
yeah,
It was
that
so
was your
good.
stepmom. That was all your stepmom. I like my popcorn OG, just popcorn, and if I'm gonna have some chocolate.
I liked it how she liked it. It was
Yeah,
good.
I know. Maybe it's a girl thing.
Uh,
Um, it's sad. It's funny to think that he's been gone almost 20 years now,
yeah,
and I remember the night that I heard that he died, and it was,
really.
no pun intended, but it was a really dark night. Um, yeah, man, what a talent to be. Can you think of all the things, all the jobs he would have been offered? There's so
Ugh,
many things
I
that
know.
would be changed, like DiCaprio or whoever, it
Oh
would have
yeah.
been him instead, and the landscape for him would have been so amazing.
And even though I know Brokeback gets such bad, like, kind of gets like made fun of a lot, I still love that movie.
It's actually a great movie. It's a great cinematography achievement. The story is amazing. If you
Yeah.
take away the undertones that people have a problem with, obviously, but just the sweeping cinematography, the story, the heartbreak. It's
Yeah.
I think it's a really good movie. You just
Hmm.
have to get past a couple of the scenes.
Yeah. And I thought it was really sad how he did win an Oscar, but obviously he couldn't be there to accept it.
Posthumous. Yeah.
Yeah. Really
Hmm.
sad. But
Yeah.
let's go to a lighter note. This is our category for our favorite song or band.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you got this week.
Okay, well, one of my favorite bands in elementary and middle school was Good Charlotte.
Oh. Okay.
And my favorite song, it's not like one of their super popular radio hits. It's called Predictable from 2004. And I love like the dark, gloomy music video. And I don't, yeah, like I was saying, I don't think it was like a huge radio hit, but like me and Megan like really, really loved that particular song. And so Megan liked Benji and I like Joel Madden. And honestly, I still stand behind my choice because I'll watch Ink Master just to see what he's up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah,
he was on Nick Master, but I don't
yeah.
really.
He's the host now. He took
Yeah.
over for Dave Navarro.
Okay. Yeah, I only knew Dave Navarro, so um yeah, Good Charlotte. I like Good Charlotte. They're kind of like a Lincoln Park that doesn't take themselves seriously.
Yeah, and it was so interesting. One of my memories in middle school is that we often had these like assemblies for like suicide prevention and awareness. And their song "Hold On" was played like at every single one of them, and we would like watch the music video as like an entire grade level, and it would just be like projected on a big screen, and we would all just be crying, just crying, because that video is so freaking sad.
Yeah.
It shows all of these like survivors and or like family members of loved ones who lost family members. Yeah, it really stuck with me.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, and I mentioned Lincoln Park, with the suicide.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah. Crazy.
a bad day too.
Yeah, Chester.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
That's interesting. Good band, good band. Not a great band, but a good band. Now mine is probably a great band. So I thought about the things that I loved and the bands that I loved, and sometimes a band can get you through a really hard time in your life, or maybe just like adolescence period,
Mhm.
which for me that was probably Boingo. But
Yep.
I think I've talked about Boingo before a little bit. So what I
Not
wanted
much.
to talk, huh?
I said not much. I always love to hear like Boingo stories, but go ahead, go
Oh,
ahead.
maybe I'll save Boingo for like the last episode of the season or something like that,
Okay.
and do a deep dive. But this is still a top five of mine, and this week I picked New Order. I just love me some New Order, and I don't love all the radio hits everybody else loves. I love all the other stuff. I mean, I love everything, but New Order emerged from the ashes of post-punk legends Joy Division, following the tragic death of frontman Ian Curtis, of course. They were pioneers in blending melancholy rock with electronic dance beats. The Manchester band recorded Blue Monday, which remains the
Love Blue Monday.
best-selling 12-inch single of all time.
Wow.
Nowadays,
That's really cool.
kids don't know what a 12-inch single is. You know, it's a big record. Well, what's a record? Oh, okay, rabbit hole. Never mind. It's funny because the guitarist Bernard Sumner, he was kind of an accidental frontman. He was thrust into the spotlight as the reluctant lead singer. He admitted he struggled with stage anxiety and found it incredibly difficult to sing while playing guitar. I can imagine because a lot of frontmen, they have that like stage presence, and this
Yep.
dude was totally opposite. He just wanted to play his guitar and sing a little bit. He didn't want to be the man,
Wow.
you know,
That's pretty cool.
which makes him even cooler, really, right? So an ultimate New Order hits playlist should include these staples: Blue Monday, of course, come on, Bizarre Love Triangle, True Faith, Regret, Temptation. I love Temptation. The Perfect Kiss. It just keeps getting better. World in
I gotta
Motion.
you gotta
Wo-
make a playlist for me so I can listen to it.
World in Motion was like a super hit for them, and Ceremony. Love Ceremony too. All those songs, I could just listen to on a deserted island forever and be happy. That's all there is.
Wow,
New
that's
Order.
really
Love
cool.
them.
Very
And
cool.
they
Yeah, I think
actually,
you
I
win.
think they, I think they may have played. Was it New Order? I think they played at Coachella 2 years ago, and
Oh,
YouTube started their YouTube Coachella channel, so I was actually able to watch it without being there, and it was like
that's what I did this year.
yeah, the whole set was amazing. Yeah, because you can pick your stage that you want to watch, and then it tells you the times of who's going to be on. So you're like, oh man, I gotta. I mean, you can't like DVR it if you know what that means,
Right, right. I know. That is the part that does suck. I watched the whole like Sabrina Carpenter thing and it was
right?
really, really well produced. Like, damn, that was good.
So I think I won that section.
You definitely won. I won with Heath Ledger. Okay.
You did big
Give me
time.
that. Give me
Yeah.
that. All right. We are moving on to our favorite snack or candy. Are you ready? Are you ready, Dad?
Are you ready? You better not pick the same thing I picked because candies can
There's no way.
overlap generations, right? Candies can kind of be tricky.
I actually picked a snack, so we're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Okay, so picture this. Picture this. It's early 2000s, and you just rewound your Live in Madison Square Garden NSYNC special for the third time that day.
You
You
already
sit back
lost me.
down, and your mom gives you a bowl of your favorite snack, cheese nips.
That's what I
Specifically,
picked.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Specifically, the cat dog shaped ones from 1998 to promote the show, and they tasted superior. Cheese nips were always better than Cheez Its, in my opinion. But unfortunately, Nabisco discontinued production in 2020 after a large recall because they found harmful plastic pieces in the packaging.
Oh,
I'm mad about that.
wow.
But fun fact, I did see that they're still producing Canada. So if I have any fellow Canadian watcher, listener, viewers, let a girl know because I need some. I need some because I miss them so much.
So wait, what did they find in it?
They found harmful plastic pieces in the packaging.
What does that even mean?
I
Like,
mean, little bits and bobs of plastic. I don't even know how that happens. Obviously, they had to recall, and then they ended up closing shop it. But man,
what year
I
was that?
miss 2020.
20. Oh, wow. I mean, kind of recent, actually.
Yeah, I mean they had a long run, but
Right. So, wow, you mentioned that, and they were cat dog shapes. I remember those.
yes, yes. Thankfully, you actually do remember something. Yay!
Hey, 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 hey. I remember shit all the time. You're just not around for me to remember it. Um,
Do you remember
one
me?
one fine day with a wolf and a purr, A baby was born and it caused a little
Cause a little
stir.
stir.
Remember that?
Oh, I remember that. You used to sing the theme song all the time. I loved it.
Not a blue buzzard, not a three-eyed frog, just a feline canine, little cat dog. Cat dog. Cat dog. All right,
Oh,
we're getting sued again.
oh my gosh, no.
That's good that that's I can really like remember the shape of that like
Yeah.
super like I'm just looking at it, you know?
Yeah, and they're like all the characters had their own specific little shapes. So, they were, I don't know why, they're just one of those things that also stand out to me.
So can I tell you, I think what happened there is there was an executive from Cheez-Its and he snuck into the factory and he threw
Hmm.
in bits and bobs of plastic so that they could shut him down.
That's what I'm saying because I'm pissed.
It was like a whole Watergate scandal, you know?
Yeah, I'm mad, man.
I know, you seem like you haven't let it go yet.
I haven't. I've been holding on to this for so long.
Do you? Like, do you have a therapist?
No.
You might need one, and that's the
Yeah,
first thing
I
you're gonna
might.
talk about.
Hmm.
2020, I had some cheese nips.
They're like, oh, was it COVID? No, it was them damn Nabisco crackers.
Exactly. Well, I did not pick a snack, but I did pick a candy. And this candy is Legend. Wait for it. Oh, so we're going to talk about nerds.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes.
Everybody likes nerds. If you ever met someone in your life that doesn't like nerds, they're communists and they need to go home. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But
You
grape
can,
nerds. Grape
yeah,
nerds.
that's what I was gonna say is with all the flavor options and stuff, or gummy clusters, which are amazing, you can find a nerd that you like, right?
Yeah.
Um, so nerds were introduced in 1983 by the Willy Wonka Candy Company. I still think that's weird that that's an actual company.
I know, me too.
They were famous for their iconic two-sided boxes, which let kids mix flavors like grape and strawberry.
Hmm.
Um, they were an accidental invention. Nerds, you probably didn't know this, nerds were originally created by accident while manufacturing gobstoppers. Um,
Wow.
the makers noticed small leftover chips and sugar crystal fragments at the bottom of the barrels and repurposed them, and nerds were born. Hmm?
That's crazy. I
That
wonder
is
why they
crazy.
named it nerds.
I don't know. Well, I did read that there was, I believe it was it's kind of one of those debates. You know, someone finds something and goes, "Oh, this is probably why it happened." But there was a Dr. Seuss book. I'm trying to remember which one it was, and I don't remember. But there was a these characters in an old Dr. Seuss book called Nerds, and and people think that that's where it came from, which is an interesting idea. Um, the box design had a specific purpose. The the iconic dual compartment box with two separate flavors wasn't just a gimmick. Market research found that boys preferred to pour candy straight into their mouths because we're slobs, while
Hmm.
girls preferred to dump the candy into their hands first. Now I don't know if
Hmm.
that's true. I don't know I like it in my mouth. Wait, I shouldn't say that.
Like it in my mouth.
That's not what I meant to say. Um,
No, yeah, it was. I'm not going to do the motion, obviously, but it went straight in the hole. Hey,
I will
Dad,
say,
show me how you like.
nope, nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna sit on my hands.
Mm-mm.
Actually, to be honest, I like it both ways. I shouldn't have said that either. Um, damn it. So yeah, I like pouring it into my hand, but I also like putting it straight to
Mm.
the mouth, straight to the guzzy. What's funny and topical, right now is there was a viral comeback. After a fairly quiet market presence for decades, Nerds saw a massive explosion in popularity
Nerd
thanks
clusters.
to Nerds gummy clusters.
Clusters. Oh
But not
yeah.
only that, a push from social media stars like Kylie Jenner caused the brand's revenue to skyrocket from $40 million in 2018 to guess how much in 2024?
A billion.
Half a billion.
Ah, I was gonna say that.
40 million to 500 million. That's crazy.
Wow.
In
Go
6 years.
Kylie.
I know,
Yeah.
right? And whoever else was, yeah. So, I mean, influencing is still a thing, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me.
And
and I'm rich, so
yeah. Oh,
yep,
that's cool. Wow. That's nerds versus cheese nips.
yeah.
Honestly,
That's a,
I had both as a kid, so
I think the comments are gonna have to figure that out.
yeah, those are yum. I mean, nerds still exist, so obviously there's something to say about that.
Right, of course. But then it's kind of cool that cheese nips don't too, so they have that factor going for them.
Yeah, yeah, and they were cat
Plus
dog.
the whole cat dog thing is just kind of iconic. It's a if you know, you know, because some people are like, "What the hell's cat dog?"
Oh, you gotta watch it if you don't know it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next category is favorite toy or game.
Okay.
I'll take it away if you don't mind. But
Mm.
before I share my favorite toy, I need to first shout out my bestie, Courtney, because she sent me one of the coolest early 2000s toys of all time that we've already discussed here on DYG. You want to know what it is?
I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
I think it's a Tamagotchi.
Wrongo.
No?
It's a hit
Oh, Hit
clip.
Clips. Oh, dang.
And
Okay.
it came with NSYNC. Bye bye
What?
bye.
Have you
Yeah,
played
this
it?
one is really cool. It comes with like just a singular little
Earpiece.
earpiece. And so sadly, I haven't got it to work yet. I did order batteries, but
Aw.
one of the backs is still corroded, so I got to try to see if I can get that clean. Because I do hear sound from it. It's just like a really high pitched, like screeching sound.
You know, it sounds like it went bye bye bye.
Oh God. Oh, go away. But anyway, thank you, Courtney. I love it so much. It's so crazy to be the owner of one of these and just have it in my possession. And it's so cool that you thought of me, and I love it. And hopefully I'll get it to work. So that's my
Wow.
homework.
I like it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And plus it's in sync. I mean, come on. Like that's freaking awesome.
I love that you integrated your friends and your friends being part of the show and then them giving
Yes,
you something that you can show and tell. Very cool.
I know, right? Props to you. But yeah, let's move on to the pick that I actually picked since I already did pick hit clips. Otherwise, I would have just picked it again. So, another favorite toy, honestly, for me, are all the cool McDonald's toys or Burger King toys, really. Do you want to see some of the ones that I have?
Sure.
Okay, so these, what year is this? These are 1995. So we have this cool VHS style one, and it just has Alice and a little comb. So
Remember
cute.
those distinctly, actually.
We have an Aristocats little
Yep.
jazz singer.
Yep.
And then the last one I have is Robin Hood.
What do they call those?
Honestly, I don't really know what they're called other than little VHSs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but where I got them was a couple houses down had a really big like blowout yard sale, and so I got those for $1. Like I was so happy, and I also picked up this guy, which I distinctly remember. They're little Madame Alexander dolls from Happy
No.
Meals as well.
No.
And then this is also a McDonald's toy, one of the girls from Hercules.
That's from Hercules? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think her name's Calliope or something like that. And then the little dog from Pocahontas. This is
Oh, yeah.
actually from Burger King though, and it's a little finger puppet.
Wow. I wouldn't stick my finger in there.
But he's kind of he's really old. He's very he's fallen apart. But yeah, that's my little show and tell, and I think it's so cool that all of those were from just a couple of houses down. So cool.
Wow. That's very cool. I wouldn't want to think about like what's been stuck in that little dog pillow before. Okay. So that was kind of like a little collection of toys, right? I
Yeah.
mean, um, My favorite, the category is favorite toy or game, and I decided to go with game, and I decided to go with video game because I was really good at this, and it's it, not so when a video game, a sequel of a video game comes out, most of the time it's not as good as the original.
Mhm.
This one, though, is highly regarded as possibly better than the original, and it
Ooh.
is Miss Pac-Man, and it was released in 1982, and it's just I don't know, it's often considered the greatest game in the franchise. So, Miss Pac-Man quickly became a gaming icon, featuring 4 different mazes instead of 1, and a faster movement and unpredictable ghost movement. Um,
Oh, okay.
so it was really an unauthorized sequel because it wasn't like a Namco official project. It
Mhm.
began as an unofficial modification to the original Pac-Man called Crazy Otto, created by students at MIT through their company, General Computer Corporation. Uh,
Wow.
not sure why they decided to create, a knockoff of Pac-Man, basically, but um, they originally considered naming her Miss Pac-Man, MISS,
Mhm.
or Pac-Woman, which that's horrible, but
Woman.
they settled on Miss Pac-Man S. Dot, Ms. Pac-Man, if you will, because they were afraid. This is so funny. They were afraid that Pac Baby, seen in the cutscenes, because you would see the little baby they would have after you completed a certain number of levels.
Mhm.
Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man would get together, and then little baby would come out. They were afraid that Pac Baby would cause controversy if the character wasn't legally married.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, who cares?
Signs of the times, but right.
I don't know. It seems like those times though they were much more
Yeah.
like willy nilly with things like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, and willy nilly is a technical term. So
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that there was like a distinct difference between the two. I just Pac-Man is Pac-Man to me.
I love playing Miss Pac-Man in an arcade with an actual joystick
Mhm.
because I've learned to, and everybody else has, you learn to memorize certain levels, and like
Oh.
the people that are really good at it can memorize like deeper into it. They memorize like most of the levels because after you get to like you could play it for hours if you're really really good at it,
Yeah,
but
my mom's pretty good at it.
after you get to like level 226 or something, there's a glitch, so it's like you can't get past that. But it is what it is.
What?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. I could
I
never sit
know.
that long through something unless it's like Tekken story mode or something.
Man, Tekken Story Mode is so fun. The original, the PlayStation original one.
Mhm.
I just remember another video game. I might talk about it next time. It's called Dragon's Lair, and it was a story mode game where you had to make split-second decisions and push the right buttons at the right time in order to
Mhm.
get to the next cutscene in the video game. And it was so annoying because you only got like 3 lives, and you like, at the very beginning, nobody was good at it because you didn't know which way to go. You had to
Mhm. So you
learn it
have to
over
memorize
time,
it? Oh, okay.
and you have to put a lot of quarters in. That was back in the day.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
They're taking your money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's time for talking trash.
Okay, okay.
I think I'll go first. This
Boy.
week, I'm going to ask my dad to defend, and I highly doubt he partook in this, but neon nylon tracksuits. Just any neon clothing in general, because it was super popular in the 80s.
So, I never had any neon.
Okay. But you
I
like to
do
wear
have
pink.
what's that?
You like to wear pink. I've seen it.
No, I did wear some pink
Some salmon.
tone some kind of, pink color tones. Um
Yeah.
So I was comfortable with my manhood, or it was on sale, whichever one you want to believe. And your boy looked good in pink. What can I say? Um, I can't really defend the neon tracksuits. I have some tracksuits now because I dress comfortably,
Oh,
and
you're not trying to just be like Jane Lynch?
I'm not trying to be. Jane Lynch is trying to be like me, first of
Oh,
all.
okay, okay.
Okay, all right.
All I think
I
about.
sometimes I do dress like a tall lesbian, and that's fine because I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of friends who are lesbians. I'm gonna try to say that on every show.
Okay.
So, check. Thank you for rolling me into that
But
one.
no rat tail lesbians.
No, I appreciate the setup though, so we'll see what happens next time.
Huh?
But no, there's nothing like a good tracksuit, man. They're so comfortable. People either love them or hate them, and people
Mhm.
love to like talk about them all the time. But dude, super comfortable, especially in like if you live in a colder climate. You know, there's nothing like a tracksuit because it's like sweats plus, right?
Right.
So
No, I
yeah,
think they could probably be fashionable, just not necessarily the neon ones
no, I mean, but when I
and
think
like
neon, I think
fishy
more like
ones.
when you say neon, I think more like Jane Fonda workout video. You know, like
Yeah, me too.
with the leggings and all the it's like
Mhm.
neon tracksuits. I don't know. I didn't really see a lot of them, but maybe I was in the wrong city.
But honestly, yeah, it's not happening where you lived, I'm
I think they
sure.
were down in Miami. You know,
Yeah. Mhm.
I think they were down by where Pitbull is.
Dale.
Out Okay. Um, now, what I'm going to talk trash about is going to be very personal to you. I feel
No,
so.
no. Take it
I
away.
think that you'll be very good at defending it. So here we go, Miranda. I want to talk trash about dun, 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 the Disney adult lifestyle. And that is,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. This is something that we are in agreement with. I,
it
ooh, if
is one
it's
of the
like
cringiest things I have ever seen.
yes, I have seen many, 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 many channels, TikTok channels, YouTube channels that are literally that's their main niche and that's their everyday life is literally going to Disneyland and dressing like specific characters and what is
Hmm.
called Disney bounding. To
Yep.
me, cringy as hell. You can't really catch me doing that. One, I don't got the money. Two, I don't got the money. But even if I did, you can bet your ass that would never be me because I think it's cute to wear Disney related things to Disneyland, but to
Yes.
make that your entire fucking personality is just nah. And
Or
also, it bugs me when people say Disney instead of Disneyland. Like I always say Disneyland instead of oh, we're going to go to Disney. I don't know why it bugs me.
yeah, I'm OG. I grew up going to Disneyland. I never went to Disney because to me, Disney means you could be going to the Disney store, you
Yeah,
could be going to
literally.
Disney World, you could be watching a Disney movie. What the hell are you talking about?
Yep,
But
I
I thought it
am.
would strike a certain nerve with you because, and we haven't even brought this part up yet, is that you like to collect a lot of the toys. You know, like,
I like a lot of the toys and I love Loungefly, which is huge with Disney bounders, right? Of course. I have a big collection, but that's more so just like the physical media and collector 90s nostalgia person in me, not because I want to like look a certain way at Disneyland and go there all the time and have it be on my IG every post. Yeah, it's just not for me, dog.
and you've got Disney stuff on the wall behind you, probably, right?
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
got
Well,
also Funko Pops. Okay, fine. I
yes,
may have partaken in that a little too excessively at one point in my life, but
a
I've kind of
couple
cut back
thousand.
now. Hmm?
Do you know how many you have? I
On my
mean,
Funko app, like the monetary like value I think I have is like $10,000.
it's got to be. I mean, do you have 1,000 figures yet?
Um, probably like 500. I would say a
Oh,
solid 500.
okay.
But yeah, but I have like the really, really big ones. I have the NSYNC vinyl record one. I have
Right.
like the Doors vinyl record one. It's like huge box. But like I said, I kind of went a little crazy back, I want to say probably in like 2020, 2021. I was like really like
Yeah.
I was
Everybody
thrifting
did.
them, finding them everywhere, and I was like, "Yep, that's mine. Yep, that's mine." And now they just kind of sit, and I'm like, "Hmm."
Well, in
But like I love
2020,
them.
to be fair, everyone was either collecting things or streaming things, and it was what everybody did, you know?
Yeah, whether it be toilet paper or water bottles or Funkos, you know?
Is there a Funko toilet paper?
Ooh, probably.
I just gave somebody
Probably.
an idea. Yeah, so I agree that if you're going to Disneyland, and you're wearing a cool T-shirt or whatever, it's fine. But when you show up dressed like dressed exactly like one of the characters that everyone is standing in line, to get an autograph from, that's a
Yeah.
problem.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's partially why they don't allow costumes. I feel like there's just like a fine line between like the costume and then Disney bounding. And so I don't know. I just don't mess with it. But it's just not for me. It could be for you, but it's not for me.
Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
What do you got,
Okay, next is Where Are They Now?
boy?
Okay, I'll start it off. This week, I wanted to focus on a band that I haven't heard in forever.
Mm,
They are another nostalgic band growing up in the early 2000s. I'm talking about Hoobastank.
never heard of them.
Yeah, okay, get out of here. As most of us 90s babies and Gen Xers know, they climbed the pop charts with their number one hit, The Reason, in 2003. But where are they now? So let's rewind. Let's get back. They actually formed in '94 whoop, whoop, in Southern California, and they got their start playing the same local LA venues as Incubus and Linkin Park. So
Okay.
I brought Linkin Park back. But as far as this year goes, they are still actively touring, releasing music, and making appearances at rock festivals like Warped Tour, things like that. Um, this definitely makes my millennial heart happy. Fun fact, their song The Reason surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify, maintaining its status as one of the most streamed alternative rock songs of all time.
You want to sing it? How does it go?
I was gonna go, I'm not a perfect person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
It's
many
so
things
good.
I wish I didn't do. Okay, yeah, that was a really good song, actually. I think I'm about 10 of those streams.
Oh my gosh, I love that song.
Yeah, it was really good. It was on a lot of my mixed CDs that I made.
Yeah, for sure.
So the Where Are They Now person or thing or whatever that I chose was, someone from my gen that was very popular at one point and then just kind of faded out. And then they're kind of back a little bit, but not, it's very selective.
Okay.
And I'm talking about Anthony Michael Hall. Now, it's funny because he was born Michael Anthony Thomas Charles Hall.
Wowzers.
And he transposed his first and middle names for show business because another actor named Michael Hall already registered with the Screen Actors Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Um, by the way, having five names is just really weird.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So he played beloved nerdy characters, in John Hughes films, such as Breakfast Club and Weird Science.
Scandals.
And those scripts that John Hughes wrote, the character that Anthony Michael Hall played was actually pretty much heavily based on the director himself. So those are a
Oh,
lot of the things that he went through in his own trials and tribs, if you will. Um, the funny thing is, Anthony Michael Hall is a famous godfather. Do you know whose child he is the godfather to? This is a great trivia question.
ooh, I don't. Tell me.
He is the godfather to Indio Falconer Downey, the son of his frequent co-star and friend Robert Downey Jr.
Wow, I would have never
Yeah.
guessed.
Um, so Anthony Michael Hall, the Where Are They Now portion, he lives now in and works in LA. He rose to fame in the 80s, which we all know. He transitioned to mature dramatic roles, not a lot of them, not a lot of successful ones.
Mm-hmm.
But he recently starred as the villain Zachary Beck in the Amazon series Reacher, which I love. And that was a great role for him, actually. And he's acting and producing in independent projects like Roswell Delirium. So,
Ooh,
he's still out
that
there.
sounds
He's doing his thing. I thought that it was a great character he played in Reacher. And yeah, Anthony Michael Hall.
Very
You go,
cool.
boy.
Love that. Love him. Um, yeah, very nostalgic, very popular. You could ask anyone in your generation, they'll know exactly who you're talking about and all the movies that he was in. So
It was
that
funny.
was good.
It was funny too because he went from like nerdy character in movies, and then you didn't see him a couple years, and then you saw him in Johnny Be Good, where he had grown and he was like he had like
Thicker.
he like went to prison because he was big and he was like I don't
Oh,
want to say he was buff, but he was like
he was thick.
he was kind of like a college preppy dude,
Okay.
and that's exactly what the role was basically. And it was actually I liked it. I mean, and his best friend in the movie was Robert Downey Jr. Now that I think about it,
Wow, I
so
have not seen that movie ever.
dude,
I'm gonna have to put that on the list.
Johnny Be Good,
Johnny Be Good.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, now let's go to childhood memory. Favorite childhood memory.
okay.
Um, yeah, I will start. And for me, it was when you and mom read books to us in like really silly voices. For you, it would specifically be Dr. Seuss books like One Fish, Two Fish,
The Foot
all
Book,
those kind, huh?
the Foot Book was my favorite.
Yes, the foot book. Oh my God, yes, 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 yes. I think I might have it right there on the bookshelf. Um, and for mom, it would be when she read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. And now Hunter loves that book, so I think it's so cool.
Will there
Um,
be enough room?
yeah, so A told B and B told C. I just start rapping it.
That's what I
And
did. I did the rap versions a lot.
yeah, it was really
Yeah,
cool. So now I try to like recreate that and keep it going for my kids. And
that's cool.
yeah, I just thought I'd share that because maybe that's why I am highly obsessed with children's books. Like I cannot tell you how many books I have in this house. It's kind of obsessive, especially Eric Carle books, and you know that because I'm very obsessed with those for
Yes.
Hunter. But yeah, let's go to you.
So short and sweet. My favorite childhood memory, well, one of my favorite childhood memories from growing up is Halloween, plain and simple. Um, Obviously it comes around once a year, and you have like in your normal daily life as a child, candy. I mean, candy means everything to a kid, right?
Right.
And you get it once in a while, and
Well,
it's
I
a
was a
treat.
chubby kid, so it really was everything to me.
So Halloween meant it was magical, because of the decorations and being able to see what everybody does, and getting scared was always fun. But just to be able to get the candy itself was just a thing where like I have all this candy now, it's
Right.
like
Like
what,
untouchable power.
um and you could be anything you want. You could make your own costume. You could have your parents, buy a costume that you wanted if that's how your life was.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, like free candy was awesome as a kid. Like how, like it's like
Yeah,
who thought of this? This is great. I love it.
that's
As a kid with, I'm not saying we were poor, but there were five of us, so we
mhm.
were, a little bit, kind of like use what you have. So my
Right.
brothers and I would go around with pillowcases. We didn't have like the little plastic pumpkins. We had pillowcases. Some kids still
Mhm.
do this actually.
Yeah, I do like
Um,
that.
in fact, on campus on Halloween, we stay at our front door, just outside the front door, and I play music. And then the kids come with their pillowcases. A lot of times, I'm like, it just reminds me of what I did as a
So
kid.
cute.
And you learn real quickly about the nice houses, how they have the full size candy bars, and that's like you go hit them up, and then you go hit them up again. And sometimes you can get we would get so much that we would go home and dump it and make our own piles, and then we'd go out again, and
Oh,
then
dang.
you trade candies because you don't
That's
like
the part
this,
that
but
I loved is trading.
dude, the trading the candies, it's like playing Monopoly or something with candy. It was
Uh-huh.
so cool because you would have a bunch, you would like separate your chocolate and then
Oh,
your
yeah, you're
regular.
bartering the whole time.
Exactly, because you're like, "Ooh, I got this. I don't like it, but I know who does."
Yeah, exactly. I give all my Tootsie Rolls away first thing. Hate
And then
them.
you do the math, right? Like 5 Tootsie Rolls is worth a
Yep,
Twix, or,
exactly. I was just gonna say that. Yep.
And then in my town in Michigan, it's weird because you could start trick or treating during the daylight hours, and you can trick or treat all day long.
Dang.
So you could do it as long as you wanted to until you got tired. So there's
That's
still a few towns like that where they allow and they have it set up and it's a known thing that
Mhm.
kids do trick or treat, all day long. Basically after, I don't know, after 3 p.m. or something, they just go.
Yeah. For my kids, the first time they actually really cared about trick or treating was last year. So I
Yeah.
can't wait for this year because now they're just, as they age, they're just going to keep, you know, having all these like magical experiences. And now I get to experience it with them. So that's really cool.
And then of course, I've been on both sides where I've been a kid and I've been a parent, and then I get to see how your candy kind of disappears sometimes throughout the night when you like, I swore I had 4 Snickers left and I have 2 now. Well, that's
Yep.
because mom ate 2 when you were sleeping.
Oh,
But
blame it on the moms.
yeah, you gotta watch your candy, boys and girls. Moms will get there and get in. Dads don't do anything. Dads
Yeah,
are,
no, they're
hands
innocent.
off. We know better. But yeah,
Wow.
watch your
You
nerds
know what?
too.
I can't honestly beat Halloween. That's a huge one for me, especially because, mom made our costumes most of the time. And so
Yeah,
that just
she was,
added that special
dude.
thing.
She was like an amazing, like the times that she did like the Teletubbies
Teletubbies.
were just like on point. I mean, like she could have made them for the studio. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then when you guys did like the Wizard of Oz costumes, dude,
Yep.
some of those costumes, your mom kind of missed an opportunity there. She should have been like a
Marketing.
Hollywood
Yeah, yeah,
seamstress or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
props to her
Really
for those
cool.
costumes because I'm
And
sure
she
she
still
saved us
does
a lot of
it to
money.
this day, working at the elementary school. She does all the dress ups, all from scratch.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, well, damn, I think you beat me on that point.
Well, I know I did, and everybody else knows I did. So why don't we slide into random facts?
Um, for our category of random fact, I wanted to look up the top pop song of my birth year, 1994.
Oh,
Can you guess what it could be?
I need a hint.
I don't I can't really give you a hint
Boy,
without giving it
girl,
away. Um, it's a
band,
it's a female driven band.
female-driven band. So like No Doubt,
No.
female-driven band from '94.
I
Oh,
don't think I think that they were Swedish. I don't think they were American.
oh, and they only had like 2 hits.
Yeah, they had a couple.
Is it like Ace of Base?
It is.
Oh,
But I
nice.
said, I did give you a hint, a little
I
hinty
saw
hint.
the sign and something about the baby. Like,
All
what
that
is
she
it?
wants. All that she wants.
All that she wants is
Mm.
another baby. Yeah, nice.
So
Which one?
yes,
Which song was it that was the number one
um,
song?
yeah, according to the Billboard Hot 100, the top pop song of my year was "The Sign" by Ace of Base. I
Wow.
would have never guessed that. I would have guessed like a Celine Dion song or something like that.
I wonder what the top pop song was for me for my year.
Yeah,
Hold on, let's see.
let's
What
see.
was the top pop song in 1972? The answer is, oh boy, "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face" by Roberta. That's a pop song? That's a very slow song, but okay. Roberta Flack, you go.
hmm Wow, that's not that exciting.
No, I thought that would be much better. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. What's your random fact?
So my random fact is the fact that Gen X was the last generation that could disappear for 8 hours and nobody panicked. In fact, nobody really cared. Um, you left your house on your bike. You didn't have a phone. You didn't have a GPS. There was no texting. You just came back later, and the cops weren't called, and there wasn't like all your friends' houses weren't called and people weren't out looking for you, like actively looking for you. You
Yeah.
just were gone the whole day and you didn't have anybody tracking you. You didn't have any way that someone can get a hold of you. So if something happened, you found out later when you got home that night. You know, God forbid something really bad happened, to your family or something like that, because there was no way to call you or get a hold of you. You were just gone with your friends or whatever, and you came back 8 or 9 hours later, and that was your day. Like, that was like a Saturday.
Well, I will say that I did experience that a little bit, but there was like an added like, come home when the lights turn on type of thing.
Yeah, but
In
we
the
always knew where you
80s,
were.
yeah, in the 80s, I feel like that's when serial killers were like running rampant though. You know what I mean? And there were so many cases in the 80s.
Yeah. And
And you
not
guys,
just serial killers, but also, that's where creepy van guys came out of the 80s, right?
yes. Yeah.
They'd just snatch kids and you'd never see them again.
So
So
that gave them all the fuel they needed, really.
maybe that stemmed from the 70s and kind of spilled over to the 80s. I feel like
Mhm.
creeper raper vans were kind of came out of the 70s.
Yeah, true.
All right, so let's wrap it up. Do you have a burning question?
Okay. Now, this is something that I've never asked you before, ever.
Boy.
Um, but I would just like to know if you had, I know, well, I know that you were always kind of like best friends with your cousin Chris and on and off again with like your older brothers, like throughout your life. But I want to know, did you actually ever have a best friend growing up that made an impression on you that you haven't talked to since that time?
Ooh. Hang on, let me get ready for this. Okay. To turn the hat around. And then this is a different John now.
My
Um,
goodness. Oh, that's the child version?
yeah. So the best friend that made an impression on me, I had a couple of them actually.
Okay.
So when I was like 11, 12, we moved to this one house and I made this one friend named Derek. In fact, his name was Derek Mason.
Derek Mason.
Um, and I don't think we went to the same school because I don't really remember him at school. It was more like a after school kind of thing.
Mhm.
But we were the same. I think he was a year older than me. So maybe we did go to the same school, but we just had different classes, you know.
Okay. Or maybe he was
But
homeschooled.
yeah, and he was just like, 10 houses down, and I would go to his house a lot, and he had a computer, like a Commodore 64, and we always played like computer games and stuff. And in fact, I remember one time I ran away from home because I couldn't stand my stepmom. She was evil and mean to me all the time.
Mhm.
And he had a really big closet for some reason. And I like, we put a sleeping bag in there and I just kind of like stayed in his closet. And, it was kind of like an ensuite, if you will.
Mhm.
And I probably stayed there for like 1 or 2 days until I went back home. And,
Wow.
I didn't want to get him in trouble because he didn't tell his parents that I was like chilling in his closet either, which and now sounds kind of funny, but
Mhm.
it was just really cool because we rode our bikes everywhere, and I was getting older, so I had a little more freedom, and I had a place to go to, and I
Yeah.
had another friend that I went to school with. His name was Dan Rice. Yeah, Dan
Oh,
Rice.
nice.
He lived a lot further away. Like I had to pedal my ass off to get to his house. And he was a Mormon, and that was like the first time I ever had any sort of like Mormon culture injected into my life, which was kind of interesting because they were like strict Mormons, but his family was still kind of fun,
Mhm.
which is
Okay, cool.
interesting because a lot of times if you're with a Mormon person or a Mormon family, they don't really invite you into their whole deal if you're not Mormon yourself. And
Yeah.
maybe that's what they were trying to do is kind of convert me. Who knows at this point? But he just had like really cool birthday parties. And I remember one time he had like a dirty dancing theme. And
What?
on his back patio, they had like a DJ and they had dancing and stuff. And I was just sitting there, and I was probably 12 or 13 years old. And there was this really cute girl that I kept looking at, and she actually came up and asked me to dance. And I was like, "Holy shit!" First of all, I don't know how to dance, but it was just a slow dance, so it was like "Hungry Eyes" or whatever the song is in Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
So we danced, and I thought I was the shit. I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna go somewhere. It's gonna be my future wife. I'm gonna have kids with her." And then we got done dancing and then never saw her again. So, yeah, that never went anywhere. We never had kids together.
my gosh.
But it was a fun time. It was a fun friendship, and I
Mhm.
don't really talk to Dan or Derek anymore. I tried to contact both of them. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and Derek kind of wasn't very receptive to it. Um,
Oh,
I think we may have split kind of on not so great terms, but it seems like he
oh.
kind of held on to that for some reason.
Hmm.
And Dan was just kind of like aloof. He just kind of was like, whatever. It didn't really. So neither one of them really cared to extend the relationship further. Maybe I guess I'm a bad person. I don't know.
That sucks.
But but yeah,
That really
those
sounds
would be the
so fun.
those would be the two friendships that I had that got me through the most
Yeah.
problems and the most weird time in my life because my stepmom was a beast and my step monster, as they say. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that up. Now I'm depressed.
Oh my gosh. No,
All right,
I've never heard those stories before.
okay, yep, Dan and Derek, if you're out there, whatever, dudes.
That
Um,
sucks.
I want to be your friend anyway.
What's your burning question? Oh
I don't have any hard feelings.
my gosh. What's your burning question?
All right, my burning question once again has nothing to do with hemorrhoids. Preparation H, not a sponsor. I think this is a good one though, and I want you to think about it for a second because you might want to just answer right away.
Okay.
But just think about the ramifications before you
Perfect
answer.
dinner.
Um, would you give up? I mean, knowing the cool things that I've been through in my childhood, right? Think about
Mhm.
that. Would you give up your smartphone forever if it meant you could experience one perfect summer as a Gen X teenager in 1985? I know you're thinking right away, no, it's not worth it. But the perfect summer in
Wow.
1985 as a Gen Xer is so life changing.
Wow. I feel like I've always said to like every close person I know that I was born like in the wrong, at least in the wrong decade. I've always been wanting to experience the 80s. So that's a really good question for me, specifically me, being
Thank
me.
you. Yeah, I thought so.
Um,
I tailored it to you, to
yeah,
you.
that's a very hard question for me because I've always wanted to live through the 80s. Literally based off of your music and just the culture, everything.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The movies, the TV shows, the trends, the fashion, just
wow.
the politics too, just
Well,
everything.
I talked to so many other Gen Xers and they're always just like, yeah, man, 80s was the best time. I'm like, I know. I didn't get to live through it. I know.
Yeah.
Um, that's so hard because like I do need my phone for like my kids and those kinds of reasons. But if you were to change the question to would you give up social media forever to have the perfect summer in mid 80s, I would say yes.
So you'd be willing to give up social media, but not your phone.
Yeah, only just because like necessity reasons.
Well, you could have like a Boost Mobile or something that's not smart.
Oh, okay. So like a grandpa phone. Hey,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. Hey, wait, I'm a grandpa,
I know that's weird.
but I got an iPhone 17, bitches.
Yeah. I got a Samsung S23 Ultra.
That'd been funny if I would have been like, I have an iPhone 4S.
Like, yes, I'll take that iPhone. Or actually, no, I wouldn't.
All right, so no on the smartphone, but you really thought about it for a while, and I appreciate that at least.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll do it for this week. What do you think?
I think that's another really good episode. I learned a lot about you and your childhood, and I think that that's like one of the coolest takeaways is just learning more about you.
I think that's part of the reason that we decided to make this, or I decided to make this, and you agreed because we get to spend time, an hour a week and learn more about each other and kind of appreciate each other a little bit more.
Yeah, we leave with greater appreciation.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Defend Your Gen. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Did the millennials make a stronger case or did Gen X come out on top this week? Let us know your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share the podcast so you don't miss next week's debate. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep defending your gen.
And check out Wander Wisely on YouTube. Why not? You
Yeah.
got nothing else to do.
Why not? You're bored.
We hope you had a good time, but it's all over now.